You know they want that, making a play. Scoring on the run backs, tilling the streets. That shit is dumb whack, punching the clock. And make an impact, give them the heat. You know they want that, making a play. Scoring on the run backs, tilling the streets. Yo, what's going on, guys? This is Matt Royalty. We're here today, and we're back with another podcast episode. Next to me is the lovely
Lay the Bae. Y'all already know what it is.
and we're giving you that raw
Educated
analysis.
of life.
And today, we got a very, very special topic for you.
Indeed.
Very special topic. I think I'm going to let somebody else say it for us.
Friends, ones we can depend on. Friends.
Or rest in peace to the great MF Doom.
Absolutely.
And I'm gonna play his version of it. Hollywood, if you don't know this song, then you should look it up.
You ain't. I about to say you ain't been living long enough. Then.
This is like classic hip hop stuff, right?
Before we go any further,
As you call them, they call you when they need something. Trees for the blunt, to G's for the front. Now, I found
Yeah, you know them people that call you when they need something.
Mhm.
We done all have friends like that. But
Mhm.
we didn't all have friends like that. But today's topic is friends. And you want to start it off with the definition?
Yes, absolutely. Definitions is
Yeah,
my
exactly.
thing. And it says here, according to Google, that a friend is a person whom one knows and with whom one has a bond of mutual affection, typically exclusive of sexual or family relations. So this is not your family member, your brother, your sister, your cousin, auntie,
Yeah,
uncle, none of that. This is not somebody that you're sleeping with. This is just someone that you may have met. You guys have, mutual interests,
right.
and that turned into, going through stuff and girl, I love you. Oh my God, it's my man's. Oh my Lord, like
Yeah,
that's a friend.
yes,
Through thick and thin, I'm with you. I'm supporting you. I'm pushing you. You fall, I'm picking you up. So,
exactly.
fortunate for a lot of people that I hope people did have friends or do have friends. I never had a best friend.
That's
A lot of
crazy.
people.
To me, it is. Well, but people define best friends differently though, because a lot of
Yeah.
times, or I don't know how it was when you were in school, before when I was in school, especially the girls, they'd be like, "That's my BF, my best
Ah,
friend forever." This is my best friend. Like, that. And
nah, you know what's crazy? I grew up in Brooklyn, so I went to school in Brooklyn, and I never heard that terminology, like best friend.
really, so I
Never.
think it was like the terminology was just different,
You
probably
know,
where you were.
no, it was like you never heard someone say that's my best friend. I didn't. Like it was either that's my friend, but I never heard that's my best friend. Like, which is kind of weird. That's weird.
It's not really a thing that guys really say uh
No.
in California either. It's just you know, best friend. That's my homeboy.
Homie, yeah.
That's my
That's my
homie.
brother.
That's my day one. You
Hmm.
know, but I think no matter how you define it, you know the feeling when you have somebody that is your best friend. I don't really think I had a
Absolutely.
somebody that was a real best friend growing up. I had close friends,
Yeah.
but yeah, like I had somebody that I considered a good friend that was been close to best friend. Like when I'm a friend of somebody's, I'm really there for you.
Hmm.
Like I'm 100% in your corner. I am there for you. I'm driving out to see you, whether it's like an hour or so. Like we gonna kick it, my boy. Like
Yeah.
and I've had some bad experiences, and I think if you can go first, if you want to share some of your stories, I can go first.
Um. Well, mine is kind of short because I never had a best friend. A lot of it came from watching my mother help her friends
Mm,
and them not reciprocate the love and the loyalty that she gave to them.
mhm.
So off the rip, I never cared about having friends Um, Another thing too, even though I have siblings, I was always that kid that knew how to play by myself. Like I knew how to
Right.
be by myself. And so, of course you go to school, you go, especially if you go to public school, you meet different types of people. I've met different types of people. I consider a lot of people friends. But for me, it was always like, once I see you do shady moves, or
Right.
you doing something like that don't align with what I believe in, and or how I believe it should have went, I can't fuck with you. You
Yeah.
understand? And so I keep my distance from those type of people. Another thing for me, pet peeve was friends tell each other's friends business.
Ooh, I can't stand that.
So there was this girl. I'm not gonna mention any names. There was this girl I went to school with, and she was telling me her friend's business. And for the life of me, I could not understand, why are you feeling this comfortable telling me? Because at this point, even though I know both females or both girls, um, like, why are you telling me her business for? You understand? Like that was just like
It was
shady.
it stuff that was obvious that she told her in confidence type thing?
Yes, absolutely. Like this is stuff that I shouldn't know. Like this is between y'all two. You understand? But things like that, just me observing things, I'm like, yo, y'all women is crazy. But growing up, as I got older, I started to develop friendships because I consider friends, an extension of your family,
Right,
right?
right.
And so a lot of my friends now, they're like family to me. Like if they call me, they need me, and vice versa. And so as far as friends go, like I don't look at what just happened, to the girl in Mexico,
Right, right.
thinking that she was with her
Shanquilla.
friends.
Right,
You understand what I'm trying to say? Like it's things like that. You got friends hating on you. You got people hating on you. I would say I have more male friends than I have female friends. Because for some reason women like to be catty. Women like to go back and forth, like to hate on you, and all these other different things when we should be uplifting each other, helping each
I,
other out.
I I wonder if it's a competition thing because
I don't.
when I was growing up, I always heard that a lot of women didn't like being friends with women, and a lot of men didn't like being friends with other men because they were after the same thing, and so they would intentionally, you
Hmm.
know, like try to hate on each other, or like the old thing where it says women would only want a man that another woman has, or they want something that they wouldn't know that another woman wants that man. So they
Yeah, that's crazy. That's some psychological shit.
that's just and it's like I don't know if it's purposely or is
Or
this
subconsciously.
so yes, I think it's partially subconsciously that they do that
I don't know.
because
I like women. I like uplifting women. I don't think that there's no female that has entered my life that can say that I've never deposited a positive energy,
right,
or
right,
that, I don't hurt me to pay a woman a compliment. It doesn't hurt me to say, girl, you smart, you look good, or,
right,
girl, none of that bothers me because I'm so confident and in tune with myself. So
right.
I think that a lot of it comes from a female not being able, and also males too. I think it comes from just people in general, right? Not being in tune with themselves, not being confident. I always say this, and I post this on my Instagram. I say the number one thing a woman cannot buy is confidence.
Yeah,
I don't care how much weave you wear. I don't care how many times you get your nails done. If you don't exude confidence, you can tell because you steady worried about what everybody else is doing. Or if this girl get a blonde wig or a blonde weave, you want the same one, but you want your stylist to do it way better than her stylist. They're like, girl,
it's
sit
not a competition. Just live you,
down.
be you, do you. I
People don't
never
know how to do that though.
I just never understood, and I don't respect that. I like you said, the situation when somebody talking behind other people's back. I never respected that, and I will check somebody on that in a
Mhm.
heartbeat. So, I had a situation where if I ever hear anybody talking about other people's business or talking about somebody especially that I call a friend, I'm gonna check you on it. They're not here to defend themselves. Why are you doing it? What what purpose is there behind that? To me, that means you're scared to approach them to tell them how you feel.
Yeah.
Because if I have an issue with somebody, trust and believe, I'm taking it up with that person. Why am I ask everybody else about it for? What? I'm gonna just go to the source of the person I have a problem with,
Get it
and a
from the
lot of
horse's
times
mouth.
it could be fixed just like that.
Hmm.
Instead of you make the
Instead
situation
of being
worse,
a scary person.
right? It
That's
makes
what
the
it is.
situation worse going and telling everybody else because eventually, if you got the big mouth, somebody else in the crew got the big mouth too. So it's gonna travel around that game of telephone, and you could have
Hmm.
said one thing. By the time it gets to them,
It's
that man,
chopped and screwed.
right? That man that called you a whole bitch, and he said "fuck your mama."
But that's not even what you say.
Yeah,
You gonna share your story with your friend.
yes. So I had a very good friend. I met in 2011.
Okay.
He was in my apartment complex. I actually had two friends, met them both around the same time.
Hmm.
And I was like kind of iffy on making friends at that time. By this time, I had no real friends. Like
Yeah.
I was in my early 20s and I had lost my friends from when I was younger. Like I grew up, so it was
Yeah.
just like we separated. I kind of found out things about them, so I'm like making friends as an adult is difficult. So it happened. I met my next door neighbor first. One of my friends, he passed away now, but he was the one that put me on like my first stage performances and everything. His name was
Wow.
Phil, and I'm not gonna mention the other guy's name. So I met him first. He was a Mexican guy, and this time I was smoking cigarettes. So I asked if he had a light, and he said, "Oh yeah, bro." So he lit up my cig, and then he was like, "You want a brew?" And next thing you know, he gave me a beer. He had a Lakers jersey on. We started,
Yeah.
joshing back and forth about that. Next thing I found out,
Right.
he rapped, and I'm just like,
Okay.
kind of find out we went to the same high school. I was just like, this is crazy, like. And
Hmm.
then the next day, he had another one of our neighbors across the way, who I'm not gonna name. We're just gonna call him that
X.
guy. Yeah, that guy. He came down and started hanging out with us, and it was like an everyday thing to the point where all of our significant others
Hmm.
was getting upset because we were spending a lot of time together. Like we were.
Mm.
It was really like male bonding. Like we
They
was over
said
there.
bros before the hoes.
Right, we was over there rapping. We was just chilling. Like not. And all of us was in a situation with our spouses where, well, he had a spouse, the other guy, that guy,
Hmm.
and it's crazy. So my friend Phil and I, we were closest, but then that guy and other guy got comfortable with each other, more comfortable, and I ended up going to well, first off, we had an issue in our apartments where his girl kicked him out,
Okay.
and he was legally blind. He could not see, and she threw his glasses away in the trash
Mm.
somewhere. And he didn't have no clothes or no
Oh,
nothing. And I was just like, damn, bro. So
damn.
the type of friend I am is, bro, you can crash here and no problem.
Hmm.
I got some clothes you can wear. Only thing I
Hmm.
can't do anything about right now is get you some glasses so you can see. But
Yeah.
like I'm here. So this is the kind of thing I did for him. Here, bro, no problem.
Yeah.
No issue. A couple of days later, him and his girl, I guess they figured some things out and he back over there.
Hmm.
Um, I'm the one that on his birthday, early in the morning, that's back when I was smoking trees. Hey bro, it's midnight. Come outside. Let's blaze
Yeah.
one up. You know?
Right.
And just because he's right across from me, I'm like, it's cool, blaze.
Yeah.
So uh long story short, he go we both find out we have a mutual interest in politics.
Okay.
And I was very passionate about it. I still am, but
Hmm.
and said he was very passionate about it. President Obama was president at this time, and we both had some issues with what Obama was doing, but at the same time, we thought that he was trying to do the right thing.
Hmm.
And so I'm like, okay, and I helped him create a Facebook group, and he didn't know how to do it, so I created it for him.
Yeah.
In the Facebook group, I created for him, and I was gonna make a show with him, like a political show talking about different topics, what was going on,
Right.
and he kept kind of like flaking on me, but I was just like, okay, it's his idea, so whenever he's ready, I'm here.
Hmm.
So I moved to Texas, and crazy, his mom lived in Texas, so
Okay.
he had moved to Texas like an hour away from where I lived in Texas. So it was like when I found out he was there, I'm like, hey bro, like I asked him how far it was. I put it in the GPS. I'm like, you are 45 minutes away. That's
Yeah.
nothing. I'm pulling up
Hmm.
on you. I met his mom and everything, and we got real close. I'm meeting his family. All his family respect me. we're good.
So as time went on, you guys kept getting closer and closer
Yes, closer,
together,
closer.
to where the friendship is now is not the foundation anymore. Now you're building on top of whatever you guys were
Exactly.
on. Okay.
Exactly. We are
Okay.
really connecting.
Yeah.
So, uh, 2016,
Mhm.
I moved back to California in 2015, and he tells me he was going flying back to Texas. His mom was not doing well,
Yeah.
and I was like, damn, you know. And he called me, and he didn't have to say anything. I knew it by the sound of his voice. He was just like, bro. And I knew what had happened. His mom had passed away.
Wow.
I stayed on the phone with that man for 2 hours. I was with my wife at the time,
Mhm.
and she knew it at the time. I kind of tuned her out low key because I was trying to be there for my friend.
Yeah.
So I'm talking to him, trying to distract him. I'm like, bro, I understand. I'm here. We talking. I'm really there for him, like a friend supposed to be. You're
Yeah.
supposed to be there for your friend. So I'm
Mhm.
thinking, this solidified. This is my brother. Like you not my friend no more. You my brother. Like you family, and I'm really gonna be there for you.
Mhm.
So I get married. He shows up and everything. I'm thinking everything's cool. And then 2016, Trump gets elected, and his political view shifts.
Mm.
I don't care though. Like I can have a disagreement with you. I don't care that your political view shift. That
Right.
actually makes our friendship more interesting because now we
Right.
got some more to talk about. We could debate.
Mhm.
And every time I see you, we were back and forth. Like, hey, I think this. What do you think about this? Nah, that was some bullshit. I don't think you
Yeah.
should have did that. That was kind of foul. You said that. Like, it was
Yeah,
making
because
our
Trump was wilding.
yeah, he was wilding. So it was like, okay, let me fast forward to 2020. And
Doom, 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 doom.
my mom passed away in 2020. And just like he was there for me, I was there for him, he was there for me.
Yeah.
Like I called him, told my mom I was flying out there, and he was like, bro, this is, have a, at least you're prepared for the worst. And, he was talking to me. So I told him my mom passed away. He's just like, damn, bro, that sucks. And then a couple months later, the first thing that kind of bothered me was he just like, yeah, I know, I don't understand depression, bro. Yeah. And then he kind of like rushed me off the phone. I'm like, man, I'm kind of going through it right now, bro.
Mhm.
And then like a month later, he was just like, oh yeah, I understand depression now. I'm like, bro, like I've been telling you I've been dealing with depression for a long time. Now all of a
Yeah.
sudden you understand the shit? Like, I'm sorry, I know this story is dragging on, but
No, 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 no. This is a like I love this. Come on, keep going. Keep
so
going.
also one more other thing. He had a problem with his wife, and I gave him sincere advice about it. I
Yeah.
I was an outside person, and I was like, bro, maybe you and your wife need to get therapy
Mm.
together. He said, I'm not going to no man bashing.
Oh,
I said, if you go to a therapist and you feel like she's taking her side, that's not the therapist for you.
but you right.
I said,
Absolutely.
I said, you have all rights to say to tell a therapist you fire. I need another therapist.
Mhm. You need an
And
unbiased
I
therapist.
said, maybe
Right.
see things from her perspective. I'm like, bro, you cheated on her a whole bunch of times.
Yeah.
She's lost respect for you. Uh, maybe she has issues too that she needs to work out. But
You're giving him constructive criticism as a
real,
friend, coming
real,
from a loving place,
right,
and from the story that you're telling me, it's like reciprocity, right? Give and take.
right, right.
You're gonna need me at one point. I'm gonna need you at one point. At this moment, I need you. At that moment, you need me. So I'm not gonna tell you what you want to hear. I'm gonna tell you what you need to hear in order for you to heal, better yourself, whatever it
Exactly.
is that's gonna put you in the path of positivity. But yeah, you gonna know. I'm liking
Yeah,
this
I'm
story.
I'm never I'm never been the type of friend that's gonna be a yes man and just
Oh yeah.
affirm how you feel. No, I'm gonna
Mhm.
think about it from the outside, bro. Like, and I
Yeah.
would tell him a couple times, bro, you fucked up.
Yeah.
you, would-
That's a friend.
you need to go apologize to her, bro.
Mhm.
And I would ask a real question: do you love her? Yeah, I love her, but I said, well, if that's the case, then you need to submit to her a little bit and say I'm sorry,
Right.
and maybe y'all will work it out. She just crazy, bro. I'm just like, well, you ever thought about the fact that maybe you done some things that might make her feel insecure?
Mhm.
I'm like, I'm breaking it down to him, and he not understanding. So 2020 hits, things are getting more crazy with politics. So I'm more active in his
Mhm.
group.
Yeah.
This time he's adding more people, but he's
Okay.
adding white people. My friend is black. He's adding Trump supporters who are obviously racist.
Oh, okay.
And then he's
Okay.
appealing to these people. It's
Oh,
like it's making me uncomfortable at points. I'm just like,
yeah.
he really said some racist stuff right now, and you not gonna check him. But I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, this is your group. That's fine. But so I get into a debate with one of these white people,
Yeah.
about, something like it was like black on black crime. He's like, what about the black people killing other black people? I said, black on black crime doesn't exist. If that's the case, then there's white on white crime. There's
Yeah.
there's Latino on Latino crime. There's
Mm-hmm.
like that's people usually have problems with people that are in their just same vicinity.
Yeah.
So I was breaking it down, and he goes, here goes another liberal, uh, who probably lives in his mama's basement.
Ah,
That's what he tells to me. And I'm like, my friend is watching this happen. And
yeah.
I'm like, I told him once respectfully, I said, bro, please don't mention my mom.
Yeah.
This is only a few months after she passed, so it's a touchy subject.
Absolutely.
Like, don't mention my mom. And he was just
Right.
like, why? Because you live in your mama's basement and you on welfare, and your mama was
Shut
probably
up.
on welfare. And
What?
I'm like, you wildin', bro.
At,
So I'm
at this point,
yeah, like,
he not lost his marbles.
so I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna clap back on you. And I
Mm-hmm.
I found a picture, and he had uh, a son or whatever, and I posted a picture of him and his son. I said, look at your son looking at you so disappointed in his daddy. And so we were going back and forth, but I'm like, as my friend, I would think over the group. I'm like, I told him what happened. You would
Right.
think he would like have my back as my friend, because first,
Mm-hmm.
I don't care if you agree with his state of mind politically. You my
Yeah.
boy first.
Right.
So you don't let nobody,
Absolutely.
like, if somebody talk about your mama, I'm snapping back. Nah, bro, you out of here.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna crack on you like first. And then he's
Right.
just like, oh no, nah, it looked like wrong things were said on both sides. And so yeah, but I can't pick no side with that. I was like,
Mm.
bro, he disrespected my mom and you seen it. And I thought you was gonna
Ooh.
have my back. And I called him on it. I'm like, that's not what a real friend is supposed to do. I'm like, you could have at least kicked him out the group, because I respectfully asked him not to do that. And then he
Yeah.
went in on my mama. I'm like, why would you allow that to happen in a space that you're in control of?
There's two things I have an issue with. The first thing I have an issue with is because you are the head of this group, you should always maintain a safe place
Right.
for anybody. Because me and you could be debating, but we all know what's below the belt. So
Exactly.
once you said, "Bro, don't talk about my mother," that's when he should have came in on some referee shit. You understand what I'm trying to say? And then whatever personal uh issue or concern he may have had, y'all could have had that on the sideline, no issue.
Exactly. Between me and him.
The second problem I have is the fact that you didn't take in account all that we've been through at all.
Right.
Like you didn't stop to think about the fact that like we didn't meet yesterday. I
Right.
didn't just meet you in this group. And here you are telling me that you don't have an opinion or a say so or anything
Right.
about a dude that's sitting here just talking smack, because that's pretty much what it is. That's all debating is, right? Two
Right.
people talking smack about however they feel. Nigga, you bugging.
Right.
Like I would have looked at him differently after that. Oh yeah. And if you want to get a little deeper than that, we can. But I don't know if you want to touch that right now.
We can't.
I don't know. Okay. What I was saying is under white people, Latin, Hispanic people, whatever you want to call yourself, they're the most prejudiced and racist people. The fact that you were in a group with him with a bunch of other white people, that wasn't by coincidence. That wasn't accidental neither. Good. So, that wasn't accidental that he was in a group with all white people, because most Latin families have that mentality The reason why I say it is because I grew up in a Latin home where my mom used to tell me, oh, don't hang out with the Morenos, don't be around the Morenos, and things like that. And so, once they get in a group, like they come together, they switch up real quick, really quick. That's the reason. That's another reason why I never had Hispanic friends, Latin friends. I do, but I kept them at bay because I know what you were taught at home. And that probably had a part in there too, because for him
Yeah,
not to have a say so
right.
on
He
that,
wanted
that's
he had
crazy.
white acceptance. Mind you, I created this group for him. And
Right.
then I made him the owner of the page and everything like that.
Mhm.
And I went above and beyond for him as a friend. Like
Yeah.
he needed money, he needed a place to stay. I picked him up. Oh, I need a ride here. There was a point
Mhm.
where I was living in LA and he worked in like about an hour outside of LA. I literally just took him to work and picked him up from work just because, on GP. And it was like out of my way type shit.
Yeah.
I'm just like, but you my friend, I got you, bro. I know you needed the extra money for your kids. Like I'm gonna help any way I can.
Loyalty. That's why I said loyalty has an expiration date. People are not as loyal as you think they are.
Right.
Some people, I don't care if they're your friend, your boyfriend, girl, whatever. Some people are just loyal for the convenience of the loyalty, right?
Definitely.
And then when they feel like they've gotten to a point where they don't need you, that loyalty is no longer there anymore. And so that's another reason why I've always been scared of just having friends, is because I know for a fact that you're not going to go as hard as me as I would for you.
Right.
And that's scary, because family, we can't control that. We were born into it.
Right.
Your
Right.
friends, you have control over, so now you have to make a choice, right? But when someone comes into your life and how you end isn't the way you started, is due to what? Situation like yours, where now you have to see them for who they really are. Because after a while, you can't mask who you really are for too long.
Right.
It's gonna come out. You're
And there
going to
there
see
were
that
there
real
were certain
person.
signs where I should have known that
Mhm.
he was showing me beforehand, but I'm like,
Mhm.
I was less mature then. Now I realize if I'm telling you something as a real friend and you
Yeah.
don't really heed my advice like that or even listen to
Mhm.
me like that, then that means you don't know how to self-correct. Like the fact
Mhm.
that you weren't willing to apologize to your wife when I'm breaking it down to you, an outside perspective for real, like, and I'm right.
Right.
Like it's no question about who's right and wrong in this,
Mhm.
and like the fact that you ain't budging, you still
He
doing the
didn't
same dumb
he
stuff.
didn't value your friendship the way you did.
Exactly.
And that's the sad part about it, is that you wasted so much time being a good friend to someone when you could have been a good friend to someone who could have been a good friend to you. That goes into a
Exactly.
relationship too, right? You waste so much time and energy with someone who could have just been upfront and honest from the very beginning.
Right.
But they were fronting and pretending and being fugazi. You understand what I'm trying to say? For so long that it's like, where how can I tell him I'm not this person he thinks I am?
Right.
You understand? Or where does the charade stop? It keeps going until eventually, boom, something like that happens, and now you get to see the person for who they really are. What Maya Angelou said, she said, if someone shows you who they are, believe them,
Right.
because that's who they are, and it
And I,
takes time though. That's the
and I
that's the crazy part.
even after that, it took me some time to understand it. It was just
Mhm.
a string of things that he kept doing, where it was just like, bro, you've chosen white acceptance over our friendship. You've
Mhm.
chosen people that you've never seen or met
Yeah.
in real life over a real friend who will
Mhm.
be there for you.
Yes, sir. and,
And
and and he did it with no apologies
none.
whatsoever.
Still to this day. Last time we talked was last year when our mutual friend passed away. And I had enough respect for him still
Mhm.
that I called and told him that he passed away.
Yeah, and you didn't have to do that.
I didn't.
See,
But I
that key right there is that people have to be grateful. I
right.
think that people are ungrateful. I think that people have no consideration, right? Because I believe that people don't got to do shit for you.
at all.
I didn't bring you into this world. The people that owe you anything are your mother and your father. Those are people that brought you into this world. Anybody else who does anything for you outside of your parents is a bonus, is a plus, is a blessing, and you should take it and receive it as such. And I know people who've done stuff for other people and never got a thank you.
Mm.
Not even so much of a thank you. Like, God damn, who raised you? You filthy animal. You
And
understand
right,
what I'm trying to say?
we're not doing it. You're not doing something for the thank you, but at the
Yeah.
same time, if you're not appreciating what I'm doing, then why would I keep doing it?
Hmm.
Because I'm doing this out of the goodness of my heart,
In my
but
heart.
you're not
Yeah.
appreciating it. What it's not helping. It
At all.
it makes me regret helping you. Like it, and that's how I felt with him. Like I spent all this time, 10 years,
Damn.
10 years of wasted time, wasted a wasted friendship.
Yeah. But not really because you learned something.
True,
You
true.
know,
I learned a whole
you
lot.
learn you learn something. And so, I feel like people come into your life for a season, people come into your life for a lifetime. And so as we go on, our maturity level, matures and evolves and things like that, we learn how to, smell bullshit from a mile away. All right, you're
Right,
just here for a season. Whatever God is using you for, let him use you for and go about your business. Because I
right,
ain't got time for you. You understand? And you got people for a lifetime who you know. You understand? I have a good friend, Carmen, who I don't speak to Carmen every day. But me and Carmen, we don't experience things together that if she calls me or I call her at any given moment of time, she's picking up that phone or
right.
she's giving me a text back. You understand what I'm trying to say? And so I consider her more like my sister than anything because of just that relationship that we have that friends, you don't have to talk to your friend every day for them to be your friend.
Exactly.
You really don't.
That is not what makes a friendship.
And you
And I
don't have to agree with everything your friends say because that's your friend. Bitch, if you're wrong, you're wrong. If you're right, you're right. You understand what I'm trying to say? I'm not going to, no, I'm not sitting here trying to tell you what you want to hear. Because then I don't feel like I'm being a friend to you. You know why? Because I'm going to treat you the way I want to be treated. I don't want you to tell
exactly
me what I want to hear. I want you
for
to tell me
real.
what I need to hear. And I hope and pray to God that it's coming from a good place and not a
Exactly.
malicious place.
Exactly. That was the original title of this podcast. Remember we first talked about it. It was
Hmm.
friends and having yes men in your circle and how dangerous that is.
Yep.
And I think like we can touch on that now because a real
Hmm.
friend is not gonna just say yes to everything like
That,
or oh
no.
yeah you
Ugh.
good that's you no
Mm-mm.
you right no no it's a difference between having your back in the moment though like even though if you are wrong and then I'm gonna check you in private
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
like hey bro you done put us in some fuck shit because of your mouth
Hmm.
don't do that again
Ken,
that was
please don't.
that was fine I got your back
Yeah.
but I can't keep
Yeah.
going out with you if you
We're
put
gonna
us in
we
a situation.
we're gonna ride out together, but motherfucker, I can't be sitting in the county jail too many times. Okay,
Exactly,
we
exactly.
just we ain't got it like that to be bailing each other out too many times. Come on
Or
now.
even
And it's
when it comes to hip hop,
right.
I was saying when it comes to like hip hop and
Hip hop,
artists, like
yeah.
I think that's the reason why we have a lot of sucky artists because they have yes people in their circle.
For no reason.
When you know that this nigga
Mm,
trash, but you want to
walk
ride
away.
they coattails or whatever like that, and like if you can't take it from a real friend, 'cause I'm not finna be like, hey, nah, now you could do better.
Hmm.
Now, or if you can't rap at all, somebody you got to tell your friend, hey, this is not what you need to do. You need to go get a regular 9 to 5, my boy.
Find something you're good at it and turn that into entrepreneurship. I don't know,
Yeah, yeah,
but
because
this ain't it.
this ain't it right here.
This is not it.
But
Okay.
it really stems from people wanting to be accepted and then not being able to
Hmm.
take it when somebody constructively, because you can tell when somebody coming to you with love.
Hmm.
Like you still my boy, you still my homegirl, you still my one, but hey, nah,
Yeah.
nah. Like go ahead.
What I was gonna say, like for me, like in my relationships, I always used to say, I'm coming to you as a friend, not as a girlfriend, but as a friend. It's a difference, right? Because as a friend, you accept your friend for who they are, no matter what.
No matter what.
What? But what happens is sometimes is that when the behavior doesn't change, then you get to see that, okay, change has to come from within. You have to want to change for yourself in order for change to
Exactly.
happen, people, places, and things. And if I'm seeing that there's no change whatsoever, I'm going to slowly back up.
Yep.
I'm going to slowly back up until you can't see me no more. Ugh. You'd be like, damn, where you go? I'm gone. Like I've been trying to tell you and explain to you. I was coming from a friend point of view. You wasn't trying to hear me. You understand? Then I was coming from a girlfriend point of view. You wasn't trying to hear me then. So which way? Like, I don't know what else to do. Like you're not gonna mess up my peace of mind
Not at all.
because you don't know how hard I worked for that. Because you still stuck in 2002.
Right.
Bitch, you crazy.
A real
You
friend
got
gonna
me fucked up.
help you grow.
Yeah,
A real friend is gonna check
gonna
you,
support you.
really be there, support you. And a real friend is your friend whether you up or you down.
Yeah.
And a lot of times people get friends when they get successful. No, I don't want that. I don't want that friend that's that meets me when I'm successful because I'm always gonna think something.
They
Unless you
want
successful
something.
too, unless you successful too or something like that. If I'm making to which we are gonna make it to millionaire status,
Hello.
like I want people that's been rocking with me when we was we ain't
We
got
was in the
everything.
trenches.
Yeah, exactly. We had to grind it out together.
What Drake said, bitch, you wasn't shooting in the gym with me. Like, what
Right,
the fuck?
right,
No. Hell no. If you ain't help me prepare this table, you are not sitting at this table. You're gonna sit at the kiddie table. That
exactly.
means that you gonna wait for me to do something for you. It ain't
Right.
gonna
No,
be you asking me and no, don't go like that.
that's how I understand. No new friends
Never.
because sometimes you're
Mm-mm.
gonna have an ulterior motive. Now, I could be friends with somebody who's rich and not want their money. I'm,
Absolutely.
but a lot of people can't, and it corrupts that friendship. You're always gonna be thinking in the back of your mind, is this person trying to use me
Yes,
or
they are.
something?
You gotta
Exactly.
think. That's what it is.
And
Yeah.
like for me,
The
if
fuck
I
they
make
are.
if make friends with somebody that's more successful than me, I'm the type of friend I'm not never gonna ask you for anything.
Hmm.
I don't want your money. If I'm making friends with you, I'm really friends with you. Because I've had people like that. They win, and a real friend is gonna be happy that you made it.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times friendships break up too because somebody gets successful. I never understood how somebody can hate on somebody because they winning.
Because they don't have the motivation and drive, or they're just mad that it didn't happen to them. You
Right.
understand what I'm trying to say? But the timing is everything. And maybe it wasn't your time. You
Exactly.
understand what I'm trying to say? So you patiently wait. And another thing too, a lot of people want to be in the forefront. I don't
Right.
want to be in the forefront. I never wanted to be in the forefront. I always played the background like a band-aid. I always want to be in the cut like a band-aid. I don't want to be seen. I don't even want
Right.
people to know I'm your friend, really. Because then I don't know what other people's motive is to be my friend. Because maybe because I know you, they want to be my
Exactly.
no,
Exactly.
no.
And honestly, I think you and I are gonna have to start dealing with this soon because we're gonna make connections to a lot of people. And when we have these big guests that we got coming up this year, and y'all,
Yep.
it's gonna be some names, and y'all be like,
Yeah.
"How do y'all pull that?"
That
And
right,
we have a connection to
right.
them. You're gonna be like, "Hey, I saw you had such and such on the podcast. Can you do
Uh-huh.
me a favor?" No,
No, I can't do you no favors.
no,
I
that's
can't do
not
you
how it
not
works.
not a near nutter. What he say? Not a near nutter.
Exactly.
No. Hell no.
We
Bye bye.
network and we got
Mm-hmm.
the thing is though, if we do that, we don't know what type of person you could be to them. And now that could
Mm-hmm.
ruin our
What
reputation.
we got going on? Mm-mm. I've
Cause
done that before too, right? Where I not connected two people together and you not fucked up that connection. So now I gotta rekindle what the fuck me and this person had going on because the person I brought, no, we not I'm not doing that.
turn out to
I'm
be a
not going through
snake. It's
that.
just like, bro, and it's just like, damn, like, and the person thinking, I thought you was a better judge of character.
Right. Hello.
and,
Somebody.
and right, so I'm not even gonna risk that at all. No, no, like,
Mm-mm.
because the type of relationships we're building are long-term relationships with every guest that we've had is somebody that could be on the podcast again,
Okay.
who
Absolutely.
we're mutual stuff that we could do stuff for each other. Like
Yeah.
they reach out to us, hey, I got a new album dropping. Can you promote that? Not a
Hell
question.
yeah.
That's not a question. You know, like
Right.
we building relationships with these people, and just because they so happen to be famous or whatever like that, no, I'm not gonna drop you a connection because you want to get on.
But see, this is the funny part, right? Because I know a lot of people. A lot of people. Like if I was really to put everyone I know in the room, you'd be surprised. Like, oh shit, I didn't know you know this person. Oh shit, I didn't know you. Like I get that now, and like I didn't know you know that. And it's really because I never use my friendships or my connections with other people as a way for me to get on. Because if I'm your friend,
Exactly.
I'm your friend, and I'm probably seeing you at a very vulnerable state, or I probably know something that a lot of people else don't know, but I'm your friend more than first in anything. You understand? Business is business. That's another topic in another lifetime, right? But if I'm your friend, I'm your friend. I'm not your sister's friend. I'm not your mama friend. No, I'm your friend. You understand? And so I like you said, we're gonna be dealing with it a lot as we getting, bigger and better.
And we
Um
go also have to deal with the other part. People like we have to be careful of who we let inside of our circle
oh yeah. Oh,
because a lot of times what I realize I'm a big fan of
infiltrators.
somebody called Kev on stage. I don't know if you know who he is,
Oh yeah,
but
he's funny. I love
yeah,
him.
yeah. So he talks about how there's a whole like website dedicated to hating on him, and so the people buy his Patreon to get inside information to talk shit about him.
Shut up.
Yes. So to me, it's like a lot of times when you see these news stories about famous people,
Yeah.
it's not just a random person that found it. It's somebody that's in their circle. It's a friend that's dropping inside knowledge on this person.
Oh, that's just like
And
weird shit,
and
bro.
it's crazy because this person is trusting you to be in their house or they're within
Right.
their same vicinity and you're leaking information about them. That's why I respected it so much when Chadwick passed because nobody knew he was sick.
Mm-hmm.
That means everybody in his circle was solid. Nothing got out about that. That means that everybody was locked down. He had doctors and everything. Y'all better not say nothing.
Not a net, not a
So when
word.
he passed away, that was his family business. And it was different with DMX. Everybody trying to leak the information. Oh, DMX passed. DMX passed. Just like the family don't even know he passed yet.
But you know what? You know what else comes with that? Respect. Respect. Respecting people's space. Respecting
Right.
people's privacy. Respect goes a long freaking way, man. A
Right.
long way. And don't understand that respect can help build relationships and keep the relationship going because I don't have to like you to respect you.
Right.
You understand what I'm trying to say? I don't have to like you to respect you.
For real.
And so when someone respects you, they're going to respect everything that comes with you,
Right.
whether it's good or whether it's bad. They're going to respect it, understand it, overstand it, and understand it to where it's like, I wouldn't want somebody to do that to me. And
Exactly.
that's another question too. Like, and I want y'all to, put this in the comments. I want y'all to answer this in the comments. Why is it that people, don't put themselves in other people's shoes? If you
Mhm.
don't want it to be done to you, why do it to others? Like that's crazy. Mm, mm, mm,
People
mm.
looking at people for a leg up or trying to take advantage
Shit, you can't
advantage
use
of
my legs
people.
no more. No.
Right. I can't help you. That's why it's like, and I understand why people are so iffy because like,
You got.
my heart is pure and I want to be that
Mm-hmm,
good friend to you. So like if I get in your your circle, I want to be that good friend to you, but it's
yeah.
always the more successful we get, the more we're building our names up with this. I got a question. Do you want me? Do you want to be my friend or do you want to use my resources?
Right.
Because if you're in my vicinity and you're my friend, of course I'm gonna do that. But it's
But
hard
if
for
you
me
want
to
to use my resources, I'm not even going. It's not even a matter of you paying for my resources.
exactly.
If I would like for you to be let it be known from the very beginning, because I will have a lot more respect for you as opposed to you being phony and fake and
Exactly.
sneaking your way into a situation, then you just saying, yo, listen, I ain't even gonna front. I just want you to hook me up with such and such.
Right.
No.
Exactly. But we didn't have to waste this time where you buttering me up and hey, how you doing today? You good? How the family doing? All so
What
you could get
family?
to all of that
Right.
one question so you could get to me and be like, oh yeah, could you hook me up with can you hook me up with Slay Myers? I saw y'all had Slay Myers in your podcast. So can you just drop a line to her?
No.
Mhm. Matter of fact, you want to talk to Slay Myers, go through her management team and you
Right.
you could do all of that. But it ain't gonna be through us.
Mm-mm. I can't do it. And I think that that comes from just us being real people. You understand? The name of the podcast isn't what it is because we just can't throw it of a motherfucking name. It's
Exactly.
because we're dealing with real people. We don't, even our guests that, like, we said this time and time again, we don't care about what is in the blogs, and we want to know about you.
Exactly.
We want to know who you are. You
And that's
understand?
what
And that's what goes on in friendship. I don't care about your past or none of that. I want to hear from the horse's mouth. Because
if
when
we
I defend you, I want to be able to defend you.
exactly
Don't half-ass me because then you're gonna get a half-ass defense,
if we ever get like big name stars on this podcast, this will be
which
probably
we
one of the
will.
when we do. That's what I mean. Not if when we do get big name people, it's gonna be the most unique interview that you've ever seen because we're not gonna ask them those salacious questions.
Yeah,
Oh, so you dated such and such. So how did that?
don't give a fuck.
You notice
Man,
when we had First Lady Flames on here, we could have asked the question about Jack Boy in a disrespectful way. I wanted to know how it was, that y'all was able to put that together,
yeah.
and y'all put on together, and the fact was y'all was united in
Mm-hmm.
in it afterwards. You know what I'm saying? Y'all they
Mm-hmm.
put on the battle, and afterwards was both. Oh, he did dope, she did dope. That was
Yeah,
like that's
yeah.
that's what I care about. Not the salacious. Oh, you cheated on such and such with such and such. I don't give a damn.
We don't.
I
I'll tell you
don't
that right
care.
now. We don't give two fucks about
And
it.
I think that's why our road is going to be different to success than a lot of people because people do stuff for clicks and views.
Yeah,
I don't do that. I'm not going to ask the gotcha question.
right.
And if you ever want that go to another podcast because we're not going to ask that question that's disrespectful to somebody. And
Mm-hmm.
if they want to talk about something serious like that, then let them do it.
I seen where Little Caesar was being interviewed, and he kept saying, I don't want to keep talking about Biggie." And it's no, and he wasn't saying it out of disrespect to Big.
Right.
The man is trying to forget something that happened 27 years ago. You understand what I'm trying to say? And again, that
Was
goes
that the
back to
Vlad?
people.
Was that the Vlad interview?
I believe that was the Matt Hoffa interview.
Mm.
Yeah, because they have little clips and stuff, of course. And I just went into that one, and I'm like he's not saying anything wrong. You understand what I'm trying to say? Like everybody keeps asking him the same questions over and over and over again, not understanding. Again, that goes into not being considerate. And I get it. We're meteorologists. We need to ask certain questions, and we want to know certain things because we don't want people to forget it another 20 years from now and things like that. But if you know, you know. And once he said that, I would have just waited until the interview was over and then asked him that on a one-on-one basis. You understand what I'm trying to say? Because sometimes people
It's
don't.
obviously that you weren't making the environment comfortable enough for him to open up. That's why I always ask our guests,
Mm-hmm.
what are you comfortable with answering? Is anything you don't want to talk about?
Right.
And we will not touch on that at all.
Mm-hmm.
But it also goes into how comfortable do they feel talking to you?
Yeah.
And a lot of times people will open up to the right people. If you're asking for the wrong reasons, then it's the wrong reasons. If the first question is Biggie this, then Biggie that, and you want to beat it, like why are you? This is a sensitive subject for people like Lil C's. Like
Mm-hmm.
Lil C's was in the trenches with Biggie.
Mm-hmm.
Like for real, he rolled with Biggie. It was just like, and
Right.
the fact was his life shifted two different times because of Biggie. Because Biggie blew up, so
Mm-hmm.
he got big. Jigger Mafia
Yeah.
blew up and all that. And then Biggie
Yeah.
died, and they went down. So it's like all of these feelings you trudging up for him, and you got to have some kind of sensitivity to what somebody's going through.
Being empathetic and sympathetic.
Right? You might want to know the question, but lead into it the right way. So I was saying you might want to know the answer to the question, but
Yeah.
you have to lead into these questions the right way, especially on sensitive subjects. I don't mind talking about it, but if a guest tells us anytime I don't want to talk about that,
We
okay,
not gonna
next.
talk about it.
We ain't gonna talk about it. And more times than not, I don't think you're ever gonna hear somebody say that on the podcast
Yeah.
where I don't want to talk about it because we talked about that previously. Because you interviewers,
Hmm.
y'all know the questions you have for somebody. And if you're just doing it to see them get angry so you can get a click, like I respect DJ Vlad and I respect No Jumper, but there's a couple of times where they ask those questions poking at somebody and you get somebody's visceral response and they walk out or they act like they want to fight you. It's just like, and you do that on purpose because you know that you can clip this up and that thing's gonna go viral.
That's crazy.
You'll get a viral moment off of somebody by hurting the film. We don't went off of the Friends thing partially,
No,
but
because it's still on the friendship thing. You know why? Because this is person to person relationships,
exactly.
friendships, relationships. It's all mixed in one, right? It's just about putting it in different areas in your life. You understand? I'm not going to talk to my friend how I talk to my mother, but
Exactly.
that's still a relationship. It's still a friendship. It's still some type of relationship, some
And I
way,
want
some form of how.
I want to know
You know.
to people in the comments, what does a friend mean to you?
Yes,
Because that's important to me
absolutely.
too. Because friendships could mean something to different people. Like to
People,
me,
yeah.
like you said, I don't have to talk to somebody every day for them to be a friend.
Mm-mm.
When I was younger, that was the basis of friendship. We talking on the phone all the
The phone.
time. Back
Hmm.
and forth. I see you all the time, but now you grown. Hey, life happens,
Yeah,
and
I'm busy.
right. And then when I'm not, we gonna catch up. Now we got a whole bunch of shit to talk about.
Yeah,
Like,
they say what they say. Absence makes the
go
heart
fonder.
grow fonder.
Yeah,
Yeah. Distance makes the friendship grow even stronger and better. Because
exactly.
you have a lot of things you can talk about. You can have things that you can relate to now. Be like, damn, I didn't know you even went through that. Sometimes as we get older, um, we realize we didn't even know certain things that happened when we were younger.
Right,
You understand what I'm trying to say? Especially if you have friends that you've been friends with from like junior high school, kindergarten, whatever the case may be. Be like, damn, I didn't know that happened to you. Or I didn't see
right.
it in that way, or I didn't see it through that lens. You
Exactly.
understand what I'm trying to say? So for me, I'm grateful for those that I call friends who call me a friend. I am also grateful for you as a
Same.
friend, as a partner, because you don't meet people like this every day. And so
Right,
you have to cherish those friendships. You have to cherish those relationships, because it's not too many of them out here. Like, it's the last of a dying breed when
for
it
real.
comes to being real, when it comes to being human, when it comes to being considerate, empathetic, and all these things that make up a good relationship. There's not
Exactly.
too many of it. Too much fake shit going on out here. Too much sucker shit going on out here, and a lot of people condone it instead of nip it in the butt and say no, that's wrong. But
Exactly.
again, that goes back to us what we were saying. Too many yes people.
Exactly.
I don't want no yes nothing.
I don't want no yes people in my circle at all.
Mm-mm.
If I'm
No,
fucking
thank you.
up, you gon'
Tell
you
me.
gonna tell me. If you think this podcast I could do better, tell me and constructively,
Hmm.
not to break me down, but to build me up.
Right.
Because that's what I'm gonna do for you as a friend. Hey, you could do better in this. Okay, I'm in the trenches with you all the time. I'm gonna help you strategize. Like
Absolutely.
and like you said, I have a friend also who there was so much stuff that happened in our lives that it's funny sometimes. Like we've been knowing each other for over 20 years, 20 years this year, which is crazy. Made me
Really.
feel a little old. The fact that I've known her for 20 years. I said it to her this year. Her birthday was on the 1st of January. I was like, happy birthday. We
Oh,
officially
I have
know each
a
other
friend
for
whose birthday is the first of the first.
really?
Yeah, yeah.
That's what's
That's
up. And
nice.
I told her, I was like, we officially know each other for 20 years now. She said, damn, we old.
Yeah. Hmm.
But it's crazy. We have conversations still to this day, and it's sometimes where we're just like, I know pretty much everything about you, but there's still more stuff to learn. And I like being able to reach out to old friends too and seeing if they've matured.
Mm.
Because a lot of times people are, you meet somebody that's still stuck in their high school mindset when you see him again, and that's the people where I meet them and nope,
Ain't shit changed about this person.
It's crazy because uh perspective is everything. So I had a ex-girlfriend with my first at the time, and I'm not gonna mention her name right now. Well, I can't say her name. She'll be in the book. Her name is in the
Okay.
book. So you got to pick up the book to read it. And she's actually
Right.
helping me write a portion of it. But the fact her and I were able to reconnect,
Oh yeah,
it,
I love this. Yeah, I love this story.
her and I were able to reconnect. And well, that was my ex, my first ex. This is
Mhm.
my first ex.
Yeah.
So, the fact that we reconnected and she's cool, and she apologized to me. I apologized to her.
Grow.
We're not the same people anymore. The
Right.
connection. This is dope. The fact that you and I can reconnect and get perspective, because she asked me some things about how I was in high school, like, and it was deep, like she had no idea. She was just like, "Why were you getting in trouble when you were younger?" I said things weren't like they seemed from the outside. I had to tell her
Yeah.
like things were bad at my house. Things weren't going good, So what from what looked like I had the perfect house, the mom and the dad there, and we're in a bigger house or whatever. It wasn't like that for real.
Mhm.
And she was
Wasn't
just
all
like,
cookies and cream.
I had no idea. And I'm just like,
Absolutely.
you couldn't have, but
Hmm.
perspective means everything. So now it gives you perspective. And then she told me something I'm not going to share,
Yeah.
but it was deep. And it was just like, I had no idea either. But this brings so much stuff back into perspective.
Hmm.
The fact that you matured and I've matured, and now we can have a real conversation, which would have gone left when we were younger, because neither one of us were mature enough to have it. So now you and I can have a friendship.
Hmm.
And it's
Love
crazy.
it.
That's so crazy to be able to do that, because sometimes you got an ex and fuck them all. Like I'm not talking none of this.
Beautiful. I love it. It's that's a beautiful. When you first told me the story, I was like, that's a beautiful thing. Just because you guys were both able to be open, transparent, and mature enough to apologize. Not
Yes,
apologize,
right.
but apologize to one another
Sincerely,
for not just not knowing what was going on, because clearly both of you guys didn't know what was going on in each other's lives as much, but because now you realize that you're now on a different journey in life, you individually went through stuff. I apologize.
exactly.
I'm sorry. I have to take accountability and responsibility for my actions. That's a beautiful thing. Like, who wouldn't want that? I saying these people, this generation here, they weird. And
They
some of the older people going in the generation are weird too.
exactly. They don't want to apologize. They don't want to talk about it. I encourage people, see where somebody head at now. Now, if they're still in their same mindset, within 5 minutes you'll know.
No, hmm.
But somebody that you may have had beef with years and years ago, or maybe y'all ended on bad terms, reach out now,
Yeah.
because a lot of times healing happens like that. I was saying, reach out to people that you may have had issues with an ex or something like that, because a lot of time this stuff weighs on you. You think you over it until you talk to that person, and it's like feel that weight lifted. It feels like uh, I have literally two exes, people, ex girlfriends, ex wife and ex girlfriend. One of them is not going to be on it, but she said I can use her name. We apologize, and the other one said she's going to write a piece in there, like in my
Yeah.
book, and tell from her perspective what happened. And not all
Love.
bad things, it's good things. It's love.
It's all love.
In the comments, everybody, I really want you to tell us your definition of
Absolutely.
friendship. Tell us some stories. And if you want to come on and
Right.
tell your stories of your friendship, and maybe
Hmm.
reconnections a lot of times too, because sometimes that person wasn't meant to be in your life at this point in time,
Yeah.
you know, and then you reach out again, and maybe 15 years later, like, hey, we close as ever.
Hmm.
But you needed to go through some stuff. I needed to go through some stuff
Hmm.
to where we can really
Come
be
back
friends.
together.
Yes. and
I
and
love
really
it.
build a friendship. But
I
I
love it.
we have a special announcement for everybody.
Yeah.
The Real Podcast is now officially on Spotify and
Yo.
Amazon Music.
Yo.
Search
Yo.
Raw Educated Analysis of Life on
Hello.
Spotify Search R.E.A.L, Educated Analysis of Life on Spotify, Anchor, and Amazon Music. We are the first perfect people that pops up. And
So no excuses. I don't want to hear no excuses.
right.
No
So
excuses.
if you can't watch us, you can listen to us on your car ride, right? And I know for sure somebody listened to us on the car ride. I did a feature on a podcast earlier this week on the Social Cycle podcast. I was honored to be on their podcast, Nation Network, and one of their co-hosts said he watches us religiously, and we part of the reason why he's able to get through his morning drive to work. So
okay now. Whoop, 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 whoop.
So I want everybody to like. If you're watching this on YouTube, like, share, subscribe. If you're watching this or listening to this on Spotify or Anchor or Amazon Music, give us a thumbs up and share it. Please, the thumbs up matters. The more thumbs up we get, we can rise up the ranks.
Yeah.
We want to rise up the ranks. Right now, we right here. We trying to get to the top. It's gonna take all of y'all that's fans of us and that believe in us. If you're listening to this, I know I'm gonna have a lot of editing to do to this podcast. It's a little choppy, but y'all get the point. It's about friends, and I think I want to do a follow-up to this episode soon.
Absolutely.
Like real soon, probably with another guest.
Yeah, I was about to say that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think I might want to bring Shakita on for that. That'd be something dope to have.
With a story to tell, you know?
Yeah. She got a story to tell. She told me some of it already. I was just like, damn. Yeah, sometimes it really hurt. You know, and friends can hurt you. That's how I felt for me. It wasn't even as much. Anger came afterwards, but the biggest part of it was hurt.
Yeah.
It was hurt. I'm just like, I really thought you was my boy. And then now it's like I'm angry because like I really low-key wanted to fight him at him. Like, you really gonna let somebody talk about my mama like this?
Yeah.
And now you're not talking to me? And now I can't pick a side?
Right.
Nah, bro. No, that's not the kind of friend I want, and that's not the kind of friend I need.
Not at all. You're like, bye.
Right. But we thank you all for watching.
Absolutely.
Like we said, Amazon, Spotify. Soon enough, we'll be on Apple Music. But right now, for sure, we're on Amazon, Spotify, and Anchor, which is big. And we love all of you guys. And it's been real. Peace.
Hey.
You know, sometimes, man, you gotta make something out of nothing. You gotta believe in yourself.